absolutely. What I used to see when I was in it before was the term time sensitive. Now I'm seeing service sensitive. Certainly with our company at Premium and Magnate Worldwide, which is our holding company. So the original part, or the front end of your question was, it's interesting. You would think dedicated work would be what these drivers desire. Some do. But I don't care what industry you're in or what your job is. Everybody wants to do something that they feel like they're making a valuable contribution to society and to their industry and to their family and to what they do, and they want to be a professional. And dedicated work can be very important, and it can be very routine and very comfortable. But ultimately, as I said earlier, with Expedite, you are doing something that's just vitally important. And I think it gives a driver a really good feeling that they are contributing to the supply chain in a way that others sometimes really don't have an opportunity to do. So you look at what we're doing at Magnate Worldwide now, where we have put Masterpiece International into the family of companies that Magnate is over and above. We put Trump Card in there, and one is a domestic freight forwarder, one is an international freight forwarder. Look at Masterpiece, what they do. They haul fine art from maybe museum to museum. It might be the Da Vinci. I mean, if you're hauling something of high value, most likely Masterpiece is a part of that. So how neat is that Premium drivers can be a part of that move? And that is just not your standard automotive freight, which many of us do, and we do with a lot of pride. But you talk about variety and routes and covering different territories in the country, you also want a variety of freight. And I think that we are looking to add that service-sensitive aspect to our company in a big way. Not just time-sensitive, that's obvious. Service-sensitive is absolutely critical. And that's what we're gaining, and that's what we're putting together at Magnate with the family of companies that we have today. Many of the opportunities, we are team-based. However, still singles will thrive in our business model now. But we did not have teams when we took the company over. We do have teams now, and we're adding teams. We're in a growth mode. So we're not at the point where we want to say we're just replacing drivers that are leaving, in that we're just trying to keep up with turnover. We're not. We're in a growth mode. We feel we need to get to a certain point so that we can adequately service our customers. We don't feel we need to go super crazy with growth and get the company to a mega size with hundreds and hundreds of trucks. We need to have enough there, though, that we can service the customer base that we have. We like to be able to keep our arms around our drivers. We like to be able to call our drivers by name. We know that Expediter Services likes to do that as well, and that's where we feel like we're married very well with them. So they're going to help with capacity. They're going to help with helping the owner-operators be as successful as possible when they're running their businesses. And then they come to us, and then we're going to treat them like people with names. I'll have drivers now that'll call and they'll say, I'm truck number such and such, and I'll giggle and laugh, and I said, sir, I don't go by a truck number. I have no idea. You got to tell me your name. And for some drivers, that's new territory for them. But that's where we're at now. We really want to take the stuff that we think we did well back in the day and duplicate it. And then we want to get rid of the stuff we screwed up. And we probably made a lot of mistakes back in the day. We're going to skip that. I just had a great example of this here at the show at my booth just about 5 minutes ago. So it's a small fleet owner, he has 6 trucks. And I liken that to sort of being a rental property owner. If you have great tenants, rental property ownership can be a pretty good way to make some money and to earn into your retirement maybe. I think being a fleet owner is kind of like that as well. But I said, hey, tell me how it's going. He said, well, not bad, I'm doing okay, but I tell you, I get the calls at night. I've got some headaches to deal with. I've got to really work with these drivers. And so I could tell he had a lot of pressure on his shoulders. I pointed over here to Expediter Services booth, which is right next door, and I said, have you talked to them? He said, no, tell me more about it. And I said, they're really there to provide that support to you, to align you with carriers that you probably want to be aligned with. It'll be your choice. And to deal with your drivers and to help your drivers and to really remove a lot of that pressure off of your shoulders. I own some rental property myself. I have a property manager. So if a toilet gets stuck, stuck or clogged, or a shower's clogged, or something's wrong, my property manager's taking care of it. I'm not getting a call at 11 o'clock at night home to deal with a toilet that's clogged down in Florida, and I live in Michigan. I'm not doing it. However, I have a property manager who does a great job. We're talking kind of the same thing here. It's sort of the same analogy. So if I have 6 trucks, do I want to take these calls at home? Maybe when I'm at my daughter's, ballet session or my kids' games or whatever? Probably not. Do I want an expert, somebody who's been there and done it for a long time, like Expedited Services doing that, well, for me and with me? I think so. I think, quite frankly, it's an easy sell.